Right guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman Studio. Today we've got Yahya on the chair. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good man, good. So what we doing? What's the plan?
I'm just fed up of the hair.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fed up. I want to go short.
Oh right,
I've
okay.
got some photos.
Okay, let's have a look.
It actually took me ages to decide. I couldn't sleep last night because I was like thinking, what length do I want? What style do I want? And
Okay, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's a big deal.
All right, what am I doing? And
Okay.
I settled on this sort of thing.
Right, okay.
He called it a gentleman's haircut.
Okay. Okie dokie.
So yeah, that sort of length, but the sides more like this.
Right, okay.
I think this sort of length.
Right, okay.
But I don't know the front.
Yeah. I mean, we'll do it as close to that. Your hair texture is very different to his though.
Yeah.
His looks a lot finer than yours. But we can definitely give it a go. Close, because it's a very classic haircut. So it just depends on where your parting falls. That's the only thing. So, because it's a parted haircut.
Is that dependent on where my...
Depends where your crown is, where your natural fall is. Yeah. So again, we can try. Obviously, we always do our best to get where we need to. The only problem you've got is your crown's smack bang in the middle. That's not a good thing for a parting. Let's have a little look. In fact, it looks like
I've never known where my crown is. I've been told I have a double crown. I've been told I don't have a crown.
Yeah, it looks like you've got a slight... It's like you've got a double. There's your first, then it's a bit of a wider crown. So your parting, if any, from the crown is going to come down this side here. So it's going to come from right to left. That's where your parting will go. Okay. At the moment, that is. I don't know what's going on with the front yet. I can't tell yet because it's so long. Your natural parting's too strong at the moment, so I can't tell exactly which side will work best. You'll probably start to see when it's wet, or when it starts going a bit shorter, you'll be able to see which is best. But yeah, if you're going to have this haircut, we want to go from the right to the left. At the moment, so that's what it'll be.
Well, I don't mind whichever direction.
Okay, all right, cool. Back in size then, so that was probably about a 2 in length, roughly.
Yeah,
I would say. Yeah.
And then the sort of sideburn and stuff shorter.
Yeah, if you want to taper them shorter, we can. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no problem at all. All right, cool. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's do it then, mate. Right, guys. So shampooed and conditioned Yahya's hair. I've been thinking while we were at the backwash then that when I keep thinking back to that photograph that Yahya showed me, it wasn't cut into a classic side part. It looked as though it was still a side part, but it was cut more one length and it was just pushed that way with product. So I feel like that's the expectation of Yahya. That's what he saw the picture of. He had about 8-9 photos of it. So obviously it's really ingrained in the look that he wants to go for. So I'm probably going to cut it just more uniform and then just push it over with the parting. So that will also help with the crown issue as well. So that's what I'm probably going to do. There we go. So horseshoe in, separate the back and sides, and this will allow me to take down back and sides first, and then I'm going to work straight on cutting in the shape on top. Right, so let's start by reducing the bulk of this then. You ready for the transformation?
Getting anxious now.
You've got time to turn back if you want.
I want it cut.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure. Nice. So just removing the bulk, clip over comb. That way I'm keeping a nice bit of length up here where I want it to stay a bit longer. So we can connect it in. Don't forget, this haircut, because it is like they say a gentleman's haircut, face shape plays a massive role in this. So
I already feel so much more comfortable.
Does it? That's good.
Oh my.
So as you can see with Yahya's face shape, we can go straight up and off. And you see, it just goes straight. So we can kind of get away with going quite short at the top there. So that's good. I'm going to drop this down at the back, keep the crown in play. And if we're working with a double crown, prevention's better than cure on this one, mate. So keep a bit more length towards that crown at the back there. And don't forget, this is just debulking, removing length, just setting up the style for us to finish off with the triple work around the edges, the actual like guard work. So how long did you have been growing, or had it long for, should I say?
53 weeks.
53 weeks?
Yeah, 53 weeks. Not from a buzz cut though, it was sort of like a long quiff.
Oh, okay. How did you know it was 53 weeks? Were you counting it like, or?
Well, when
It's very specific.
yeah. When I booked this haircut, I went to see when my last haircut was.
Oh, okay.
Then I calculated from there, and it was pretty much exactly a year when I reached out to Liam.
Oh wow.
The original plan was grow it for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And then shave it from there.
Oh, okay.
But as it kept getting longer, and it's just every time I would move, it would sway about in front of my eyes, touch my face.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Then I made it into like a self-discipline thing. I planned to grow it for 2 years, so that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But over the past month or so, it just became like a masochistic thing.
Right.
So
Okay.
Forget it.
You're struggling then, were you, a bit more? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Have you told anyone you're doing this?
Nope.
Have you told?
Yeah.
You're not told us all, no?
Yeah, no.
Wow.
My mother is going to be shocked.
Really?
Yeah. She said in passing the other day, I forgot what you look like with short hair.
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Quarter of the way there, mate. Right, so the two back and sides. Taper out with a 1, so you start to see the scalp exposure like on the video, on the picture. And then we're going to cut the top uniform and then just brush it over to one side. So 2 guard on, open, and I'm just working up. Just by the occipital bone at the back there. I always think of growing your hair and getting it short, a bit similar to like when you're getting abs in the gym, right? It takes about a year to get them properly and then about 6 weeks to lose them, mate. And I think this is it. Takes you a year to go 53 weeks for long hair, and it's going to take you about 45 minutes to remove it, mate, you know?
Yeah.
Sad really, isn't it?
I actually built some muscle as well a year ago, and over this past year I've completely lost it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's it, man. So what made you grow it in the first place?
I don't know how to explain it. It's just one day I just decided I feel like a long-haired personality. Like I feel like I'm meant to grow my hair now.
Okay.
Then I just decided I'll let it grow for a couple of years. And as it kept growing, I'll see myself in the mirror and think, yeah, this is more me.
This is more
than
you, yeah.
the short-haired me. And now that I've got here after a year, I realise, no, that's not the case.
Okay. Fair play, mate, fair play. So would you say you're more of a gentleman then, are you? Hence the gentleman haircut.
I don't know. I hope I can live up to that.
There we go, mate, there we go.
See, this is another thing. The hair's in my mouth now.
Yeah. I mean, you have to bear with me a second, mate, because I can't, it's too thick to kind of keep up.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm not saying about you. Or
Oh,
hair,
okay.
But I mean, with the long hair, this happens.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, I get you. Yeah, long hair is a nightmare for that though, and it does just get like, it just gets everywhere, doesn't it, you know, in the drain. Long hair does suit some people. You definitely suited it, for sure, mate. You definitely suited it. So, I hope you look back with fond memories, more than just remembering all the times it was annoying you. So, switched on to the 1.5 now. So, 1 guard on, leave it back, and then just going that little bit shorter around the edges.
Why did you cut your long hair? Because I remember yours looked really good as well.
Same reasons you have.
Oh, right.
Lifestyle for me, really, mate. It just didn't suit my lifestyle. Yeah. As much as like I did get loads of compliments on it. Like it was really nice, to be fair. But at the same time, it was like, yes, it looks good on that one day you see me, but the 6 other days that you saw me, or if you saw me, you probably wouldn't think it looked good, you know. So the thing is, like, don't forget, like when you do videos like this, it's just, you know, we film everything in one day. So I could be having a fantastic hair day that day. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean it's like that all the time. That's the problem. And unfortunately for me, it wasn't like that all the time. It just looked good, you know, mainly on a Friday, because that was like kind of 2 days without washing it. You know what I mean? That's the reality of it. I might do it again, you know. I'd do it when I'm older, when my kids are all grown up maybe, and I've got a lot more free time. Maybe I'll decide to do it then, because it's weird how, like, you know, having to like blow dry your hair and style your hair does impact like your morning routine massively. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that was kind of what I was finding. It was starting to impact my morning routine. So, you know, it just didn't make sense to keep it long. But again, the reason I grew it was to kind of help people, or to understand what it's like to grow your hair out. I know that sounds like a silly thing, because you just imagine, like, I think when you say that, sometimes I always laugh to myself, like, you're just growing your hair, there's not much to know, but there is really, because it's knowing when to cut it, it's knowing how to change your routine, it's knowing, like, you can't have what I always call short-term mentality when you've got longer hair. It just doesn't work. It's, you know, hair's genderless, right? You know what I mean? So everyone used to always, like, you know, generalize women for spending ages in the shower because they're women, but it's actually not. It's because it requires more time and more effort. And I think that's what people don't realize. And I try and show that to people, that it does require a bit more effort when you've got like slightly longer hair, you know? And I just want to experience it myself as well, so. So, blend this two in. As you can see before, as I was showing you on the camera, we can get away with going nice and high and tight. You've got a fantastic face shape for this hairstyle. Really good face shape for this hairstyle. Very strong jawline.
That's another thing that made me want to cut the hair. The long hair got so much attention.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, drove me up the wall sometimes.
Oh really? Yeah.
When I go outside, heads turn, people talk to me about it. I mean, it's nice, it's kind of them, but it's just constant different people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not one for attention really, so.
Yeah, yeah. I know how that feels, mate. I remember talking to a guy, and he was telling me, like, people, like, when he had like really, really long hair, we actually cut all his hair off recently as well. He was saying that he'd have people just coming up to him and just stroking his hair, like on the train, you know? Like those, like, people's boundaries and spatial awareness just disappeared when they saw him, you know? It was a bit like he had a dog. You know, it's when, like, you know, when you see a dog and people just automatically don't even ask you, and they just go straight over to the dog. Yeah. His hair was almost like a pet, and he was like, yeah, I hated it. I used to sit on the train and people just come and like feel my hair and all that sort of stuff. I was like, wow, it's crazy. I mean, it was all nice. Don't get me wrong, it was all nice stuff, but still, I suppose if you're not used to it.
On the train, that must be uncomfortable though.
I'd imagine so. Imagine just reading your book, and next thing you know, someone just sits next to you and starts feeling your hair. I mean, I don't know how anyone's meant to react in that situation, you know? He's a very mellow guy, so I'd imagine he just let it go. You know what I mean? That's what I would imagine.
I'll shave the beard in a couple of days anyway.
Do you want me to go clean shaven, do you? Is that what you tend to be?
I prefer stubble, but I can't be bothered to use a beard trimmer, so I just shave it like once every 7 to 10 days.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy using a double-edged razor as well.
Yeah, there's something very methodical about it, isn't there? Yeah, I agree. Again, it's a bit of an art that's kind of, you know, it was really in fashion about 10, 15 years ago. And now it's kind of gone out of fashion a little bit, you know, that kind of like getting your brush, getting your bowl, you know, like properly lathering your face with a shaving brush. It's, I mean, even for myself, like it's gone out of fashion for me. I haven't shaved properly for a very long time. So it's, yeah, it's incredible. I mean, I think that's such a lovely, methodical thing for a guy to do. Like, it's a bit of a treat, you know what I mean? Yeah, it used to be a bit of a treat for a lot of people. It used to just be very normal. As well, back, you know, if we go back 40, 50 years, like, it was very normal to use a brush and a razor, and you know, mintically clean shaven. It's amazing how it changes, isn't it? So this is a really good technique to remove bulk and to connect in at the same time. Okay, so centre part right down the middle, and take finger width section just before the crown, like so, and then we pull out to connect into the sides. What this does, this still works with face shape, this still connects, but it also starts to give me a good length to work to on the top at the same time as well, just like that. Great way of debulking longer hair. So if you are in a sort of time-conscious space, then this is a great technique for that. But it's also great because it starts to really frame the haircut and show off the length that you can get to on the top too. So it kind of got a lot of it's got some good reasoning behind doing this sort of technique. There we go. Keep working down one finger width sections so we get to the recession. Then when we get to the recession, we'll pull it back, just so we're kind of leaving a bit more of that fringe so we can cut the fringe ourselves. If we cut away at the fringe now, we might need a bit more length in it, so it's always good just to work back. So there's the point of recession now. So cut this here, match the guide behind, like so. And what we do is still do finger width and pull it backwards. So we're pulling it back to the recession, like that. So what you notice now, you'll see this getting a bit longer as this drops. Like that. So as you can see, it gets longer down to the middle there. But what that still allows, that's got connection in, and it still allows for us to change the hairstyle around slightly as well. And back from the crown, because I need the crown to dictate, I need the crown to help me with this haircut, because he has got a very strong crown. I don't want to dismiss it, I don't want to separate it too much, but I also don't want to take it off. So I'm working with it, you see. So letting the crown help me on this one. Finger width section, just pulling it in towards me to get my guide from behind, and then keeping everything nice and straight. Like so. Matches right down the middle, right so. But look how nicely that graduates into there, right? And to the back, where the crown is, all we do is keep that crown in play, because we've worked it from the crown, see? We're letting the crown dictate where that comes. We just pull this down to match the clipper work. And that way we can just work on making sure we detail it after. As you can see, the crown's really nicely in play there. And we've got our guides from everywhere. So if you follow this technique, it'll really help. If you're struggling with the crown, this will really, really help. Look at that, how nice that looks at the back. Work from the middle. Pick what length we want to go to. So again, looking at the video, it's quite a short haircut, so we want to take it down. So I could go this short, and we've got a guide. I could go this length, I've got a guide. Or I could just take a little bit off, and I've got a guide still as well. So you can't really go wrong with this technique. And this is purely the length from memory that I'm seeing, okay? Isn't it crazy the difference in your hair texture right now? Have you noticed we started off with a very long head of curly wavy hair, and now we've got what looks like pin straight hair?
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that quite nuts?
Yeah, I had no idea I had wavy hair before I started growing it. I thought it was always just straight.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's when, like, I think that's where people think we know, but we don't. Because if I looked at your hair now, I wouldn't think you'd have a wavy hair. Or maybe a little bit potentially, but not like what you had. Like, that was very wavy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you even said yourself, you regretted not wearing curl cream in it, right, at some point. So you had enough curl in there.
It was always dry as well before when I had short hair, so it was even straighter than it looks now.
Yeah.
I feel so relieved though. My head's so light.
Does it feel like that? Yeah.
I feel like I've transcended consciousness.
That's the title of the video, that one. I'll tell you, no one's ever told me that when getting a haircut.
I can't stop smiling.
It's good, man.
So light.
You'll suit this loads of different ways, you know. Like, I even think it with it being just like this and down, I feel like you've got such a strong, like, facial features. I feel like you'd really suit your hair in so many multiple ways. Again, probably a good added bonus of this by not cutting it into a part, and gives you the options to try that out, you know what I mean?
Good thing I came to you.
Well, not necessarily, mate, you know. There are obviously other people out there who are better than me, so or as good, or whatever you think. So.
Well, if I went to my old barber, they wouldn't have suggested what you have.
Oh, okay. I think a lot of the time it's just experience, though. Do you know what I mean? The longer you do the job, the more you start to know what works and what doesn't, you know?
Honestly, I think you're underselling yourself. I have been to some experienced hairdressers as well. No one that looks as good as you from your YouTube videos anyway.
Okay. Fair play, mate. I'll take that as a compliment then, mate. I'll cut the fringe. I'm going to cut into this bit of the recession here. I'm just working down and just tailoring it as we go along. What I'm going to do is feel the thickness. I'm going to thin it out. I'm going to do it just with, look at that. So you can see there's loads of texture in the top as well. Can you see that?
Yeah.
You see all that movement in there.
This is the most texture I've seen at this length.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to point cut with the roots and work up.
I forgot how young I look without long hair.
Short hair does make you look a bit younger, like, for sure. I'm just being very sporadic with this, working on oil. See the difference if I was to use thinning scissors on this? It'd be one blunt straight line of serrated hair. Whereas this is all different lengths, cut all the way through with a sharp scissor. So yeah, it's doing the same thing. Yes, I could save 3 minutes by hacking away with thinning scissors, but in reality, this is going to go out really nicely. Do you know what I mean?
Are thinning scissors the one with jagged edges?
Yeah. They're serrated, you see, so they're very blunt. Like, I love them in my hair. They work great in my hair because I've got very, very straight hair. But at the same time, like, it doesn't always work. Like, you've got bend and curl in your hair. So if you decide to grow your hair out again or something like that, you'd probably really see where you've had it thinned out. Like, at this length, it doesn't matter too much, but it's always nice just to have alternatives, I feel, you know. Whole point of our channel is education, right? So it's about showing other ways and just ways to add more things to your repertoire, and hopefully that's kind of, by doing these kind of techniques, it will give people, like, you know, the option to try something new and not just have to rely on speed over technical, you know what I mean? Right, I think that's done, mate, to be honest. I think that's it. I'll do some fine tuning in a sec, but here's the crown coming this way and over. Probably a good thing. We do a little bit of scissor over comb just to fine tune that blend. Don't forget, we were doing one finger width sections. It's still going to be obviously a shorter to long sort of graduation there. So I want to just kind of go over this. This is more like a cross check than anything else. Just make sure we've cut in that crown, everything's sitting nicely. Good. There we go. Right, so I would probably use a paste in your hair, bud, over the clay. I just feel like your hair is so thick. Like, there's only so much thinning out you can do before it goes really chunky, and you lose that kind of classicness. So I think a paste would be a better one for you, because pastes usually give you a bit more elasticity, which stretches up the look. Okay. So
I have got a paste at home.
Have you?
Yeah.
Amazing. So roughly about a 5p piece size, or like a pea size amount or something, right? Work it into your hair from front to back. Everyone always goes straight for the front, but you actually want to go from the back. That'll be better for you, okay? Work it in, bring it across, go for that kind of part, and that natural kind of part where he's kind of done it himself there, just like that. So I kind of use that kind of crown to help with that, but not necessarily create a really sharp parting, and just allow that to kind of do its own thing. It's a bit more smarter. Right there.
I'm buzzing with this.
What's that?
I'm buzzing with this.
Oh, that's good. There we go. So just using your natural parting to kind of give you that shape. But by doing it uniform, that's how we've created that finish. Because if I had cut that part in, it would be very stuck in that way. Yeah. Whereas I feel like you've got such good hair. Don't ruin it just having a parting, you know? Have a bit of versatility. Partings are lovely, don't get me wrong, but they are one way and only one way. Whereas now you've got more than one way, but you can still have it this way. All right, man?
Looks wonderful.
Yeah, happy?
Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome, mate. That was an awesome cut, that, man. That was nice. And you really suit the look, which is good. So yeah, well done, man. Well done. You look so different. Like,
yeah,
you've got like such a different look about you. Having like a sort of, it's, you know, obviously having that longer hair with the colouring and stuff like that. It's having like a really short, kind of parted haircut. It couldn't be any further from what you had. You know what I mean? And it really looks good. It really suits
I didn't
you.
realise I had acne. That's one difference.
What's that?
I didn't realise I had acne.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's acne. I think it's just a couple of blemishes, mate, to be fair. So,
I mean, it doesn't really bother me, but it's just see my whole face now.
yeah, that's exactly it. That's what it does. It really opens the face out, doesn't it, you know? There we go, buddy. Happy, yeah?
Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks for that, bud.